You have no idea the amount of ignorant mess we're about to get into right now.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
All right, guys, this is a preview for episode 134. Look, we have a deal with our audience that we only do certain movies by certain directors once a year. In 2018, we already did a Tyler Perry movie. We're breaking that promise, and we're going to do a second one for you, the people. We're going to do Acrimony. The 2018, it's come out this year? Jesus Christ. Wow. 2018 Tyler Perry film starring Taraji P. Henson as a woman scorned. I don't know anything else about this movie, and I'm just going to leave it at that. You can watch the trailer, of course. I have not seen this movie yet. I don't think none of us have seen it yet.
No, I've heard enough about it. And, you know, there have been people in the fan group that were like, yo, y'all got to review this movie because it's trash. People that I just don't know. And yeah, I usually don't trust people that I don't know their taste in movies.
Right.
But even they were like, yo, this is garbage.
Well, so Terrence is unfortunately not here, but I'm sure his sentiments would be basically the same.
He's not here, so he saw this movie and he loved it.
That's true.
Can't wait.
This is I think this is his fourth time seeing it.
Yeah, something like that.
Huge Acrimony fan. Huge.
He's a gigantic Acrimony fan.
It's weird because he had the T-shirt like that like last week when we saw him. It was crazy. It was wild. Terrence, your taste in movies are very strange.
That's why he's not on today. He was like, look, you guys just take care of the preview episode. I'm going to watch Acrimony for a fifth time.
It's like, okay, man. Okay. Like, you want to do the notes? He was like, nah. I don't even need notes. Like, where we're going, we don't need notes. Look, I look forward to it. I have to say, the last Tyler Perry movie we did, was it Why Did I Get Married?
Yeah, I actually really liked that.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed that. So, look, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. I doubt it, but maybe I will be. I don't know. Look, and the only thing I know about this movie going in is that it is about a woman scorned. So, which seems like the appropriate role for Taraji P. Henson because, unfortunately, as a good actress, she is very much typecast. So we shall see. Okay, so you're welcome in advance for that. But let's move on to the random topic of the week, which is all about this new, I guess, propensity to call the police on black people for living while black, going to public pools or private pools that they belong to. The latest one, checking someone in basketball. Or like a rough foul, perhaps. We've seen it over and over again. It's becoming this new precedent of like, oh my God, I'm offended. I need to call the police on these black people who aren't doing anything offensive. I think there is a funny side to this, which is like the internet has a way of making things that are not funny so we can kind of digest them, I think. And everyone's like giving these people nicknames like, you know, Permit Patti and all this other shit.
Flagrant Freddie.
Yeah, I saw that today, which I thought was hilarious. But I do think there is a side to this that's very serious, which is this idea of using police as but using the police as a weapon against black people just because you don't want them in certain spaces. Which is really the crux of everyone's anger. It's not so much like if the police just came and they're like, you're good, like this is stupid and left, that'd be one thing. But considering coupling this with police shootings of innocent black people all across the country, it's not a good feeling. What are your thoughts on this?
You know, there's a form of suicide called suicide by cop, in which you basically get the police to shoot you because you are too scared to shoot yourself and kill yourself.
Right.
So you act like you have like a gun or whatever, and you try to make a cop shoot you because you want to end your life. This is the opposite of that. This is that in the reverse. This is murder by cop.
No, that's a good way of putting it, actually.
And that's exactly what it is. And every single one of these people are trying to commit murder by police officer. One, and that this speaks on a couple different levels, right? One, you just can't let people be, you gotta, you feel the need to call cops on people for living their lives. Like, because, like, what kind of entitlement do you have? Second of all, you're calling the cops on these people, which means that the cops disproportionately shoot and kill minorities.
Right.
And you subconsciously or consciously want it to happen. So all this bullshit about, well, cops are just doing their job. Well, if you hadn't ran, this, that, and the other. But you're trying to get these people killed. And, you can deny it all you want, but subconsciously you're trying to get you're trying to make these people pay for having the nerve to talk back to you. Like,
yeah,
the sense of entitlement from people is astounding to me.
Yeah.
And, we get on here every week, and every time Terrence says I hate white people, and then I'm like, oh, I really wish you wouldn't say that. But
yeah, there's some days, man.
y'all are not giving me any type of reason for him to just not say that shit. Quite frankly, I'm starting to get a little miffed with you myself. And I just the cowardice of people is just amazing to me. Yeah, just the amount of cowardice and entitlement, and like it really I'm it's like a fad, right? Like it's like
it is a fad. It's a weird fad.
And it's such a weird fad. It's such a weird, morbid, gross fad that I feel entitled to and I mean, I hate to blame everything on Donald Trump and the election and his election. But people were scared to do shit like this before. They either didn't want to or were afraid or what, but now they're not.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just trying to live my life, man. I don't think about you. Why are you thinking about me?
Yeah.
Like, the amount of white fear is astounding to me.
Yeah. That is all. I mean, I guess that goes to the heart of the matter, right? Which is they're terrified that, whether physically terrified, which seems bizarre considering the particular scenarios that have come up in the news, like you're threatened by like a black woman and her kid at a pool, like okay,
you're calling cops on children, guys,
right? Like, so you're not like, I feel like it's not like a real, like I felt like physically threatened, it's not like a 300-pound guy is like, I'm gonna fucking do something to you. So it's not about that. It goes to the heart of like this inherent fear. And I think that fear comes from the idea of they're going to do to me, or they're going to do to us as a people, as a white people. They're going to do to us what we did to them, right? That has always been one of the big motivating fears of white America. It always has been. Like, we can't let this equality thing happen, or we can't let minorities take over in positions of power, because then they're going to implement slavery and Jim Crow and all these other terrible things that we pretend aren't really that serious and have no effect. But, whatever. So I do think it has a lot to do with this real fear that is made up, that's in their fucking heads, about like black people just encroaching on what are perceived as like white spaces, right? And the more black people do well and are pulled out of the lower, socioeconomic rungs of this country, the more this will continue to happen, right? Because, well, in certain places, in some parts of the country, people just go, oh, okay, I don't really give a shit. They're just people making it. But then there are parts of the country that there are people who have this not legitimate in their head, fear that these people are coming to destroy their way of life at the private pool at their apartment. Like, okay, I guess.
The arrogance is
the arrogance is wild. Like, I don't want these people here, and I need to see your ID. No.
Yeah, this isn't fun.
That happened to me once, like at my job. Like, so we have like multiple, I work on a campus and we have multiple buildings, and I have to have a particular card to swipe into this one building. And I was walking there with my other black coworker and a white coworker, and we're walking to lunch. And I had that particular badge I had in my pocket or something like that. And we're walking, like this guy was like letting people in, and people just let people in. It's just a cafeteria. Nobody really gives a fuck. It's not a security issue, but you're supposed to use your badge if it's closed. And this guy just stops us, and he was like, "Can I see your badge?" And I looked him right in the face, and I was like, "Are you security?" I knew he wasn't. And he was like, "No." And I said, "Get the fuck out of my way."
Yeah.
Like, who are you? And like my white coworker was like, "Wow, you were really mean to him." I was like, "Yeah, you don't get it." And my black coworker was like, "Yeah, you're right." Like, no, yo, fuck off. No, because he wouldn't have asked if it was just him. They wouldn't have asked him. He asked us because he thought these black guys were gonna come into the cafeteria and buy food at the same price as white people. Like, the fuck are you talking about? So
next time, don't come in there with your boombox in your hand, Radio Raheem.
Yeah, well, yeah, I had love and hate, like four-finger rings on. It was weird. It was very strange. But yeah, like I don't kowtow to that shit. Like, if you were a security guard, I'd be like, yeah, here's my badge. But if you're not,
Yeah,
you just using your white privilege to check me? Nah, yo, I will absolutely tell you to go fuck yourself. Like, nope. Fuck off. And I literally pushed by him too, which was bold because he was bigger than me. But I was like, no, get the fuck out of my way. Yo. I was like so irritated. I didn't even think I bought anything for lunch. My anger fed me for the rest of the day. I was like, totally fine. I don't need a salad. Fuck out of here. But yeah, that arrogance is bizarre to me.
Yeah, and I have no idea where it comes from because you are at the same exact position I'm at.
Right. You at the same pool. You ain't got a house, you got an apartment. Get the fuck out of my face. But it is, I mean, that is white privilege, right? Like at its core, that feeling of, I'm going to ask this minority what they're doing here. Why?
Right.
Like, if you thought that they broke in, like legitimately thought they broke in and were like, fucking shit up, then okay, I'd be like, yo, are you supposed to be here? Like, okay, look, if I saw some white kids doing that shit, I'll get my old man bag. No, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'll pay for this. But if they're just people just having a good time, I don't even think I'd give a fuck if they snuck in and they were just not disturbing anybody. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Who cares?
Right.
So I don't know. That level of white privilege is wild. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. I guess I'd be afraid to get punched in the face.
Like, I don't understand why. I don't understand. Like, if there's an issue, like we had an issue with our neighbors once, and I had to go over there and ask them to turn their music down or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just went over there and asked them to turn their music down. And they were like, "Oh, my bad, B. Let me turn it down." And then it's like, I didn't feel the need. My first instinct wasn't to call the cops, is what I'm saying.
Right. We need to call the officers of the law. Why?
Right.
Why?
I just don't remember. I mean, there was a time when, and maybe it started back when 311 was invented, right? Like for non-emergencies, call the cops. But I've never had to call 311 for anything. So I don't understand where this came from. And all of a sudden, like now, like you said earlier, it's a super fad, right? Like it's almost as if these disparate white people want these nicknames. Like, they want to be famous.
Yeah, look, internet fame is a real thing, and it is, I guess it could be a blessing and a curse. but I'm not really trying to get a nickname from just being a dick. Like,
Right.
nah, yo.
And I don't want this kind of internet fame because guess what? While I personally am not one to call somebody's employer to try and have them fired, if my employer did see it,
You fired.
you fired, yo.
Yeah, we can't have Flagrant Freddie working here. Get out of here. No.
Right.
Also, yo, look, I'm gonna be a real sexist for a second. I'm sorry. What kind of man calls the police over a foul in basketball? Come on, man. Like, yo, do me a favor. Take your balls, put them in like a box, and just sell them on eBay because you don't need them anymore. Like, for a foul in basketball. What was the foul? Did he just drop kick you in the chest? Like, what the fuck? Did he pull out a gun like on the last Boy Scout, just start shooting people on the field? Like, get out of here. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
You can't take a charge, yo, in a pickup game.
In a pickup game. Yeah. Look, again, not to, to allow me to be a bit of an asshole for a second. Like, you're soft, man. You're super fucking soft. Like, come on, yo. Like, and it wasn't even like they're playing basketball. It wasn't like that he hit him with like a hard tackle in football, like where you could really get hurt.
He didn't hit him with a fucking Randy Savage elbow. You know what
right?
I mean? Like,
come on, man.
It was a charge, yo. It was a charge. You know how many people take that shit from LeBron? 82 games a year.
Right. That dude's like 6'5", 250 pounds. You just got hit by like a dude who works at Kenny Shoes. Like, get out of here.
It's like the juggernaut, man. Like, you can't stop him once he start.
like, that's it.
What were you doing in the lane anyway? It's a pickup game, yo.
Get out of the way.
Get out the way, yo. Don't take a charge in a pickup game.
Nah, like
LA Fitness. Or like, it wasn't even in like Rucker Park or, some shit like, it wasn't on the playground. Nah, yo. It was in a climate controlled environment. At the top of a gym. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, you can't. You can't call the police when you're in an LA Fitness. Like that shit don't work. Now, to those cops' credit, by the way, they were like, "This is ridiculous." Like, no. I mean, even the cop was like, "Yeah, this is my first time being called for a basketball game." Like, okay, guys, all right. Now, apparently, somebody called and said they were in a fight. Like, no, this is a charge. Like, just relax. They were, you know what they probably did? Somebody got charged. The guy fell, right? And then he probably got up. They were probably arguing about the charge, and then it's over because it's basketball. It's not that fucking serious. Yeah, like this idea that the law needs to be brought into every situation so that I, as this white person, feels comfortable is utterly ridiculous. But to your first point, I don't know that it's a purposeful idea of wanting these people to be killed, but it's certainly a purposeful idea of I want to make sure that they pay for their transgressions. Yeah. And
they better know their place.
Right. And it also means that you realize, like, when you're doing that, not only do you realize that the cops are there to punish this person, or that's what you want them to do, but you don't care what the ultimate consequence is, right? Because if you did care, you'd be like, maybe I don't call the police because I don't want something to get construed into something and then like this guy gets shot. Like I don't need that, or these kids or this black woman to get truly hurt. But I mean, the idea that the one woman who called the police on the little girl selling waters without a permit. Look, I got like 900 different issues with that. One, don't try to hide behind a wall. Bitch, I just saw you walk around it. Like, this is ridiculous. What are you doing?
Again, that's how you know you're in the wrong.
Yeah, I've got to hide. Like, no. If you're in the right, you should be able to stand up.
Stand in your bigotry.
Right, yeah. Own that shit. Right, exactly. Stand in your truth, as they say, right? Like, one, don't run and hide because that shit just look ridiculous. She's just like a silly person. Two, she was like, I just wanted to try to scare her. That's not acceptable. She's a little girl. Right.
And if you want to scare her, don't actually call the cops.
Right, because they got the transcript of that. You absolutely did. Right. Number three, I've watched enough movies and TV to know that little white girls have been selling lemonade at lemonade stands since the 19 aughts. Like, okay, like that's a thing. No one cares that they're selling water or lemonade, but because it's in the suburbs, it is in a white environment, so to speak, and it is seen as acceptable because of their skin color, then it's not a problem. But a little black girl who wants to sell water, then it is a problem. So, yeah, I like that whole situation really pissed me off. And I just wanted to scare her. Why would you want to scare a child?
Right.
Why?
What kind of satisfaction do you
Hey, I got her. Like, now she's terrified of police officers. So when she's in real trouble, she won't want to call them. This is the job that you're doing. Like, again, I feel like people don't really think things through. They just do them because somehow they're offended, which, by the way, who is really offended by people like selling water? I see people selling waters on the street all the time.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes they sell them right outside my house, and I'm just kind of like, can you just go over there?
Across the street?
Yeah, just over there.
Sell them in the medium.
Right, exactly. And like my issue is more like, don't leave trash. Like that's my issue. I don't care that you do it. Just don't leave trash. Just pick up after yourself and get the fuck out of here. But at no point do I feel the need to try to destroy somebody's life. Like, literally, and I hate to say this, but this isn't going to stop until someone calls the police on someone innocent doing literally nothing and someone gets murdered. Then they're going to go, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. And that, by the way, that person should go to fucking prison too.
Yeah, they should.
They should.
Because they are an accessory to a murder.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually what I just said doesn't actually make sense because it's happened before. People have called the police on the black kid who was in Walmart when he was just looking at guns they sell in Walmart and they murdered him.
Right.
Oh, he's messing with guns. There's video. No, he wasn't. He looked at him and then walked away and then was shot for no fucking reason.
It's not going to happen it's not going to stop until a little white girl gets caught.
Yeah.
Called the police on. And that's when you'll see the reverse, because people, for some strange reason, and I won't just lump white people into it, human beings for the most part they can't see themselves in another person's shoes. They don't follow the golden rule. They have no idea what the concept of empathy is. Very much so. That's very true. And unless they have to physically see it happen. Yeah. Before they're like, oh, well, maybe this isn't a good idea.
Yeah, you think.
And even then, because we all saw what George Zimmerman did to Trayvon Martin, and they don't put two and two together, man. Like, they don't.
There's not a lot of systemic thinking.
Yeah, man.
No, it's not. Like, anytime you can talk to people in this country who could watch, the Trayvon Martin thing, we saw the aftermath of that, right? Like, this kid was killed. But we saw the video of Eric Garner being choked to death. Like, we saw that.
Yeah.
That's in full fucking view. From the time he stopped to the time he takes his last breath with a bunch of cops on him and he's being choked to death. And people are like, well, he shouldn't have been selling Lucy cigarettes, like a couple of Lucy's. Really? He needed to die over that?
Right.
Well, he sells them there every day. Cool. Wow. Sure. All right. If the bar for murdering people is selling loose cigarettes, colluding with another country might just be a little worse. So if that's what you said, that's fine. Like, is this what we're doing now? Like, that's the level of it's okay to murder someone.
Are you at the point now where it's what's good for the goose is good for the gander?
What do you mean? Is it okay for black people to just start calling the police on white folks?
I'm dead serious. Yes.
Yeah. Are they that comes down to one really fundamental question. Are they, in fact, putting raisins in potato salad or macaroni and cheese? Because if they are, then yes. That is a 100% justifiable call. No, I want to say yes, but the disgusting level of nuance and logic in my brain will not allow me to do that because I don't think two wrongs make a right. Right. For me, that doesn't mean I don't think that there shouldn't be some entrepreneurial black person that spearheads this activity. That's fine. But I don't ultimately think it does anything. I think what it does is it starts to create more risks that don't allow us to talk to each other. Like you went and talked to your neighbor because their music was loud. Well, if I start calling the cops every time my neighbor's music is loud and they start calling the cops every time bags of trash or sit next to my trash can for 2 minutes or something like that, then it just escalates and that shit spreads. So, but I hear you. Like there does feel that like you want to get payback, but
right. But revenge. Look, I am old now, man. Revenge ain't it for me. Revenge don't do it for me. Like that's how old I am. I'm beyond just regular revenge. Just leave me alone and don't bother nobody, yo. Just don't bother nobody.
That's me. Mind your fucking business.
Mind your business, yo. Just mind your business. Now, look, if any entrepreneurial black man named Terrence would call the cops on white people,
he definitely would.
He most certainly would. You have to be careful.
Yeah,
because the cops will come, and if they don't shoot your ass, they could hem you up for calling them for no reason,
or hem some other black person up because they assumed that was you.
Right.
See, it doesn't work in reverse.
Right.
Rachel Dolezal can pretend to be black. I cannot pretend to be white. It does not work. It does not go the other way. It just doesn't happen that way. So, yeah, look, the notion of payback or revenge is an easy thought. But the problem is black people in this country have always, since the time of slavery, we have always had to be the bigger people. That is our lot in life, is that we don't get the opportunity to strike back in the same ways that were initially done to us. Because if we do, it's not a proportional response. No. It never is, right? Oh, we're gonna free ourselves. Well, all right, we're gonna fuck you up for even having the audacity to do that, let alone strike back at us.
Right. Look, it's a good notion, but the numbers just don't add up.
Nah, yo,
it's math.
Yeah, there's 13% of us. That's not enough. It's just not enough. So yeah, like this idea of calling the police on white people for doing stuff. Look, I'll call the police on anybody if you're doing something wrong.
If you're breaking the law, fuck you. Your race doesn't come into it.
Yeah, no. Look, I might just be just a little bit happier if you're a white person. Like, oh, you deserve this. But like as it goes, no. Like you call the police when there's an actual reason to call the police. But yeah, I sadly don't think it works to want to do a 1-for-1 payback because it just doesn't. It never works for us because a white person can call and be like, oh, this is a black person checked me or gave me a charge when I was trying to drive the lane. And they're like, all right, we're on our way out. But then if I call, they'd be like, what do you look like? How tall are you? And I'm like, whoa. It sounds like you're asking my description. Like, nah, I'm good. And just hang up. So it doesn't work in the reverse as much as we'd like it to. That idea that it does work means that you're temporarily removing the idea of the inequality in America. And that has not changed. It is very much alive. It's better, but it's very much alive.
Right. My bottom line is if you're a white man and you call the cops on somebody, you ain't a man no more. You're just not.
If it's something like just like a charge in a basketball game.
If it's like, a technical foul. Like, get the fuck out of here. He cursed at me.
Yeah.
Come take him away. Lock him up in the paddy wagon. Like, no.
Nah, yo. No, you just look, here's some toxic masculinity. Just punch each other.
Yeah, man.
Just punch each other until you're tired. If you're two dudes in your 40s, you're probably two soup cans anyway. You're going to get gassed quickly. Right. And then, just shake it off and just go home.
Yeah. you know, go to your significant other with a scar, with a battle wound, and then just make up a story. You should see the other guy.
Yeah, and look, you might get laid.
Right. Even though you are the other guy.
Right, yeah, you got your ass whooped. You should have saw the charge I put on him. No. Like, Brian, you're 5'5", 125 pounds. You ain't putting a charge on nobody. Get out of here. So, yeah, so look, sometimes a fist fight is the better option.
Yeah.
Just this. Just punch each other.
Especially two people that don't know how to fight.
Oh.
Because they're gonna put up these weak ass dukes. You're gonna put up these weak ass dukes.
They fight like Dudley from Street Fighter 3.
Yeah, and then they're gonna swing around and they're gonna miss and then they're gonna get tired and then it's just like, you know what, let's just stop this.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Right. You're gonna go for a takedown. You ain't gonna take nobody down.
No, you're gonna catch an elbow right to the back is what you're gonna do.
Both of you gonna be tired. And then it's just gonna be like, oh wow, we just look really stupid, you know, being in our late 30s, early 40s trying to fight.
Yeah, I have some anger issues. Okay. But I'm not really it'd have to be a pretty serious situation for me to get into a fight at 38 years old.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Yo, I'm not fighting you over what? Yo, you charged me, yo, let's fight. I'd be like, yo, all right, yo. I'm done with this game. This is a child's game. Why am I this upset?
Right.
It's not.
I'm not going to come to fisticuffs for throwing a ball in a hoop.
Right. It's silly to me.
It's just stupid.
Yeah. So in that same vein, don't call the police over things like that. That's dumb.
That's just, right. And it just makes you look stupid.
Yeah, it does.
It just really does.
Or calling them because people are having a barbecue and they don't have the right permit or whatever. Look, you could save yourself a lot of heartache if you just mind your fucking business. You will. Just mind your business.
That's the thing that's so baffling. It's not that these people are calling the cops on black people because, oh, well, I wanted to come to the park, but now, you know, there's a church congregation here having a barbecue. Like, no, you're just walking past and you see people just living their life. What?
Yeah. Look, here's the thing. Black people love barbecuing. If you're nice to them, 9 times out of 10, they let you have some.
Yeah, man.
Seriously, black people are really fucking friendly. I know white people, you're terrified, or some of you are. Just be like, yo, that barbecue smells good. And I guarantee you there's going to be an old black man who's like, what you know about them ribs? Come taste one of these ribs. Because he won't brag on that shit. I'm telling you. Yo, come on, man.
You can be the white person in a group of black people that's dancing and everybody loves you.
Yeah. That's how we are, man. That's how we are as a people.
That's the internet fame that you should want.
Yeah. What about Electric Slide Elizabeth or some shit like that? Come on. That's what you want. Yeah. You don't want to be known as the guy who, the basketball guy or, the permit lady. Just treat people like you would want to be treated. Okay. Even I don't know if the permit wasn't correct in Oakland. I have no idea. Here's the thing. I don't even care. Right. But if I saw a group of people, 2 or 3 dudes doing barbecue that were white and I walked by, there is no part of me that's like, I wonder, did they know about the protocol? Blah, blah. I'd be like, I don't give a shit. Who cares? Right. I might do what I would recommend that white people do is go, those ribs smell good. And then hope that they give me one. Because I like ribs. That's it. That's it. Look, if everybody just gave people a little bit of food, it'd probably be all right. The world would be a better place. If you gave out free ribs, the world would be better.
The world would be a much better place.
No, I'm vegan. Well, you know what? Just get out of here. Just get out of here. This is America. You eat pork, beef ribs. Get the fuck out of here. That bullshit, fake Muslim nonsense. No, pork ribs. Black people, stop trying to act like you're Muslim. You're just from Baltimore. You're not Muslim. Get out of here. Pork is delicious. Well, I only eat chicken.
Pork. I don't eat pork, but I gotta taste it to make sure it's all right for you.
Isn't that what your dad said?
Yeah. All right. You don't eat bacon, but you just testing it to make sure it's not burnt. All right.
I can see if it's burnt. No.
But okay.
You got to check the center. Okay. All right, Dad. All right, guys. I think that is it for us. I am looking very forward to next week's episode. I don't know what to expect. But Terrence will definitely be on that episode. So look forward to seeing him as well. Make sure you go to blackonblackcinema.com. You can listen to all the audio episodes, or you can subscribe on, iTunes or Google Play or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also watch full video episodes, minus the clips that we use. If you go to youtube.com/blackonblackcinema and check those out. We have every episode going back, I guess maybe 50, 60 episodes at this point. So check all that out. Also leave 5-star reviews on iTunes. As long as they're 5 stars, we'll read them on air, as you've heard in previous preview episodes, and just tell people about the show. It's really helpful. And you can also check out our other shows if you go to tmpstudios.com. That is a list of our other shows, like the Nerdpocalypse, which is our movie, TV, news weekly show that Mike and I and Terrence host. There's also Look Forward, which is our political podcast that I host along with Andy, who's never been on this show and never will because he's too white. And then there's Dense Pixels, which is our video game show that Micah, Terrence, and Brad, who will never be on the show because of his caucasity, they also do, which is a weekly show as well. So check all those out. They are on whatever podcatcher you want to use, and you can also find those on YouTube as well. So check that out, and we will see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye.
We out.